A single carving connects Egypt's two strangest sites, Dendera's ceiling and Hawara's labyrinth. Both point to one phrase, Gate of the Star. For centuries, scholars dismissed it as poetic symbolism, a metaphor for the soul's journey into the afterlife. But what if it wasn't a metaphor at all? Because new radar and satellite scans beneath Hawara have revealed something massive, a geometric structure buried deep below the desert, precisely aligned with the constellation Sirius, the same star that Dendera's temple inscriptions call Sopdet, the goddess of rebirth and light. The story begins at the Temple of Dendera, one of Egypt's most mysterious sanctuaries. Carved into its ceiling is a detailed map of the night sky, known as the Dendera zodiac. It shows planets, constellations, and star cycles with astonishing accuracy. But in the chambers beneath it, in crypts few people ever see, a different story is told. There, among carvings of gods and celestial boats, one hieroglyphic sequence stands out. It combines the symbol of a star with the symbol of a gate. Egyptologists translate it as Sebau and Sopdet, the gate of the star of Sirius. To Orthodox Egyptology, this represents the soul's passage into the heavens. Yet some researchers now believe it could encode something more concrete, a memory of a physical structure, or even a technology that once mirrored the stars themselves. Hundreds of kilometers south lies Hawara, a site long associated with Pharaoh Amenemhat III and a structure that ancient writers called the greatest wonder of Egypt, the Labyrinth. Herodotus claimed it contained 3,000 chambers, half above ground and half below, filled with temples and tombs. For centuries, its existence was considered a legend. But in 2008, the Madaha expedition, a collaboration between Egypt's National Research Institute and Belgium's Ghent University, conducted ground-penetrating radar surveys at the site. They detected grid-like walls arranged in vast rectangular patterns beneath the sand, data that seemed to match Herodotus's descriptions almost exactly. Those findings were never formally published, but the story didn't end there. Over the past few years, new radar and seismic imaging technologies, including ESA's Sentinel-1 and Japan's ALOS Pulsar satellites, have revisited the same area, and once again, a massive structure appeared in the scans. At the heart of that structure lies something stranger still, an elongated, high-reflectivity anomaly, roughly 40 meters long. Instruments can't identify its composition, but its signal is too dense for limestone, too symmetrical for geology. It sits exactly where the subterranean chambers converge, as if the entire labyrinth had been designed around it. These patterns have reappeared across multiple instruments and frequencies, suggesting they're not sensor errors or artifacts. Still, scientists caution that natural formations, iron-rich lenses, or collapsed cavities can produce similar readings. For now, the mystery remains unresolved. Recent geophysical surveys have added new context. Electrical resistivity and transient electromagnetic measurements reveal a high, uneven water table beneath Hawara, a factor that distorts radar returns and threatens to erode what's buried below. Conservation experts working with the UKRI-funded Labyrinth project are now developing a digital reconstruction, a virtual Hawara, combining radar, water table, and thermal data. Their goal is to prepare for eventual excavation without endangering the fragile layers that have preserved the site for thousands of years. Meanwhile, the linguistic link between Dendera and Hawara continues to fascinate scholars. The hieroglyphic phrase, Gate of the Star, appears alongside depictions of light rays and celestial boats, symbols associated with passage and transformation. Egyptologists argue it's spiritual imagery, the soul leaving Earth to join the stars. But engineers and physicists have noted another layer, that Egyptian temples were often built using acoustic ratios and orientations designed to amplify resonance. Dendera and Hawara share similar geometries and materials, limestone, quartzite, and granite, all capable of sustaining harmonic vibration. When struck, some chambers produce resonant frequencies measurable even today. To the ancient builders, sound wasn't just music, it was power, a bridge between matter and energy. If these temples were built to resonate with the frequencies of the stars they honored, then the Gate of the Star might not have been purely symbolic. It could have described a physical mechanism, architectural, acoustic, or energetic, that created a sensory bridge between Earth and sky, a technology of consciousness rather than machinery. A portal not through space, but through awareness itself. It's the same pattern seen across civilizations. When knowledge becomes myth, tools become rituals, and science becomes religion. Over time, the memory of what once worked becomes worship of what once was. Skeptics maintain that the Stargate idea is imaginative symbolism, not evidence. The Dendera inscriptions are ritual art, they say, and the Hawara radar readings may show geology, not architecture. But even the most skeptical voices admit that something unusual is buried there. The patterns are too regular, too deliberate, to be random. Until excavation confirms it, both interpretations, spiritual and structural, remain open. Perhaps Stargate was never meant as a portal to the cosmos, but as a description of a state of resonance where geometry, light, and sound align to reflect the heavens within human consciousness. And yet, what if both meanings were true? What if the Egyptians built temples that acted as mirrors of the stars, each one a machine of stone designed to synchronize the human body with celestial rhythm? The gate of the star could then mean what it always did, a bridge between heaven and earth, science and spirit, matter and mind. For now, the desert keeps its secrets. Hawara remains off limits, guarded by sand and groundwater. Dendera stands silent, its carvings still pointing upward. But the alignment between inscription and anomaly, between the words Sebau and Sopdet and the structure buried beneath, is too precise to ignore. Maybe the ancients left behind a message carved in stone and encoded in light, that the gate of the star was real, and that one day, when we're ready to understand it, we might open it again. If you want to support deeper research and found this journey as fascinating as we did, subscribe to Ancient Epochs for more.